Hello, this is a video to talk you through the new feature of the Activities Workbench. What I'll show you first, if you open it up, and up at the top you will see the two green buttons. The first one is the focus steps for child. Now what I'll quickly do is show you where these are. So for each child in your database, you've got this section here which is pink, which links to the assessment button. Now in here, if you click the Have Focus, these are all of the criteria that you've selected as a next step for your child. So for Andy, he's got communication and language, physical development and expressive arts and design. Now through your children on your database, this one's got quite a few. So this is what it brings up in the activities planner. So this brings it all up here. So you've got it to hand, each child on there. Now what you can do, the Workbench automatically orders it by area. Then you can see that Jessica and Jenny both have criteria that is selected as a next step within personal, social and emotional. It also shows, if you scroll down, then there's quite a few in communication and language, not so much in the other ones. So this again might influence your planning, so you might feel that there's quite a lot of next steps that you've put as communication and language, so you would like to plan an activity that incorporates these aspects so that you can do an observation to see if any of your children have met their next step or is working towards it. You've also got in here your activities bank. So this is where you can add the different activities. So in here, if you click the drop down box, you've got all the different ones in there already that you can create. You can add a picture in here as well. What you can do, if there's a new activity that's not on here, what you do is right click, edit list items and add something in there. And then if I go to the drop down box now, that one should be at the bottom, so I can tick for that one. You then have the option to tick to select which areas of the curriculum you feel that this activity would meet. And you can then go to the shopping list. Now this offers you the ability to write in the different resources that you will need for this activity. Now if you were to click low on this one, that's just telling you that you're running low on the crayons, so before you plan to do this activity again you may need to order some more. Now this is a working tool, so you can add to this. So say if you are seeing good ideas on the Facebook page, or you're doing a different activity and you want to alter it slightly, you can put it all on here. If you go into a shop, talking to a different childminder, seeing things at preschool, or anything, all the ideas for different activities you can just add to this, and it'd be quite good because over the year that you're using it, you're going to be stockpiling all these activity ideas that could link in with the different themes that go on throughout the year, so that when that theme comes around again next year, you've already got all these in place to choose from. So it's a really, really good tool. And now if you go up here, the activities are ordered by area. So obviously when my one here I've only got a few, but you'll see that where I put the ticks, that's showing you where they go. So I thought on this one I was going to do an activity to include communication and language and a bit of personal, social and emotional. So go back to this, and I appreciate I haven't got many in here, but it just gives you an idea. I'm going to decide to do the drawing faces using the mirror. you can see where I put my shopping list in, that it's highlighted to me that I'm running low on crayons. I've got enough to do this activity today. So I'm going to put the date in here for next week. And the theme, again, right click, edit list items, and then click for Halloween. And again, this is a working tool, so as you go through the year, and the themes that you tend to do throughout the year are all going to be added into this box here. So as you go through, you're adding all the different themes, so when it rolls over into next year, chances are you've got these themes already built into your database that you can just click on again to work from. So having had a look at the children that I've got focus steps for, I've seen how they're grouped into an area. I've chosen communication and language because that's the one that I've got most observations that I need to do against. I've had a look in my activities bank and I've added a few in there. And then I've had a look at the activities bank, which is grouped by area, and I've chosen an activity that I can then use. So on this one, I'm going to check that one, and we're going to be, you can obviously put as much detail in here as you like. Now in this weekly plan, you've also got a section for notes at the bottom. So if there's a particular child that you want to make an observation on, or a general area, then you can also make notes at the bottom in there. So then once it comes to you carrying out the activity and you've seen the different reactions with children, you've made some observations. So you've then got this option to plan for next steps. But how I use this is to make those little notes that if you see a child reach a milestone, or if you see like a wow moment that you do, to record them in how they cope with the activity. Okay, so once you've made your observation against them, and this may go through the week or you may do it at the end of every day, is you could cross-reference this with the next step for your child. So the first one I did was Andy. So what I can do is have a look at his next steps particularly. So on here, I've got a next step, beginning to use 3-finger tripod grip. And when he was holding his crayon, he was beginning to do that with a bit of encouragement. So what I could do is go to assessments, go to learning journal, because on here you can see the different ones and go across to them. So on this one, I can insert a picture of him completing the activity, and I can write in here so from doing this, you might also see that he's been able to link to some more criteria. So I could say that he's linked in that one. You'll see it sent across. So for that activity, so you've been able to use your activity planner to plan your activity. You've made an observation during that activity. You've noticed that for one of Andy's next steps was to begin to use the 3-finger tripod grip. So you've been able to write an observation against that. You've also been able to link in a couple of additional criteria. And then if you wanted to put further next steps that you'd like to see Andy using the tripod grip independently. So that's another observation that you can stick to. So you might not want to archive this just yet. You might want to make another observation another time, in which case leave that there, and that would still be brought up on your further focus when you do your next planning activity. Or if you feel that he was doing that securely enough, then you might want to tick that it's archived. Save those and save that those. What you could also do after you've carried out the observation that you've put with that activity is select a new further focus for a child. So if you made notes about that on the planner, is to go to Jenny's page, because she was the child that wasn't really paying attention, wasn't really listening or focusing. So what I could do is select a new next step, and actually find a new criteria in here. Let's see. Let's just save that one. No, we can say we reviewed that one. Okay, we have time. And then if you save that, that's another one that's added into Have Focus. And then next time that you bring up your activities planner, that one should actually be added into here. And then future activities or plannings that you can do. So this can be a working tool. You can make observations, make more comments, add links into the ones that you've seen met, and also add additional ones for the children that you don't feel responded very well to it.